Hey, friend. Friends.
Oh my God, guys. Welcome back to a very special bonus episode.
Bonus Jonas. Hello, Frankie.
Yes, that's right. This is not going to be following our theme this season
No.
of We Should Leave. We decided to do something a little spicy, a little different for you guys this week.
Well, just in honor of the most sequels of sequel movies of the Screams.
We saw Scream 7 today, guys.
Woo!
We are about, an hour out of the theater, I think?
We are super fresh.
We are so fresh.
Belly full of popcorn and soda.
Right?
I think she gave me regular soda. I don't know why.
I had a feeling that mine was also regular. I was like, this is very sweet.
It was.
We're both Coke Zero drinkers. I know no one asked, but we are.
But how polite are we? I'll drink it.
We're Canadian, man.
That's actually so funny because I thought something was up. I was like, this is like too
This
good.
is a lot. And also I noticed that
The bubbles are different.
We didn't really eat the candy is the other thing because we had
No.
candy. And normally you have your diet beverage and your candy because that's your sweet thing.
Yeah.
And we both drank our beverages and didn't really eat that much
Do you like to eat or drink your calories? I prefer to eat them.
I am not picky.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, like throw a frappuccino my way,
I haven't
or
had
an
one of
ice
those in
cap, or a milkshake.
What was your favorite Frappuccino?
Favorite frappuccino? Vanilla bean. If you're just being classic. Oh, but s'mores frap. S'mores
Ooh.
frappuccino. They haven't brought that back in a few years, and I've been so disappointed. I think Dairy
Fair.
Queen is bringing back their s'mores blizzard. It's so good.
Stop.
So good.
Love that.
Well, back to Scream 7.
But now let's talk about Scream 7. So originally Scream 7 was going to be a continuation from Scream 6 following the two sisters, Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. And obviously, as I'm assuming anybody listening to this knows, when Melissa expressed solidarity with Palestine, she was very unceremoniously fired from this by the studio, since basically every director, producer, etc. has come online or wherever and said, it wasn't up to me, I swear. So basically the studio did it, which is real gross. I'm not down for something like that. And I definitely understand why at that point people were boycotting this movie. I think that's very fair. Jenna Ortega then dropped out afterwards. And then the two directors whose names I don't recall, but who go by Radio Silence, also dropped out of the project. And basically the studio got screwed over in a big way and had to go back to the drawing board. Which honestly, yeah, y'all deserve that one.
If
in
there's
my
any
opinion.
franchise that would work for that, though, it's this one because
Right?
it's supposed to be meta. It's supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be
is.
layered. There's so many twists. You can play off the turns. We
It
are
is.
going to mention right in the beginning that once we got after the synopsis, this is
Super spoiler filled.
so yeah. So
If you
please.
haven't seen it, then don't skip it until you've seen
yeah,
it, basically.
yes, please.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to you. That's so mean.
That would be so mean. So spoilers ahead.
because it is a spoiler. Like there's so
It's
many.
that kind of a movie, guys.
Is Stu alive?
What do we know? I am also briefly going to mention the other controversy surrounding
Thank
this movie,
you.
which was the use of AI, which I think we'll actually get into a little bit more later once we get into the plot of the movie, and that will make a little more sense. Although, having now seen the movie, the choice that they made to incorporate meta AI, which for those who don't know, they basically put out a thing where you could put your face into this AI and it would put you in a scene in the movie and you could post it. So you would be, sitting in your bedroom and Ghostface would come and attempt to murder you or whatever. And it was supposed to be this big promotional thing and everybody hated it because AI, and also just honestly, even if you're not an anti-AI person, it was just kind of dumb.
And I appreciate the effort there because you're trying to be. It's a movie gimmick.
Exactly.
You need a gimmick. We need a
And
2026.
in 2026, it's hard to do a gimmick. Yeah, gimmicks are hard in 2026. But that said, with the plot of this movie, I kind of understand why they did it. I don't think it was a good idea, that said. Personally, I am not an AI person at all. Fun fact about Becca, I have never used ChatGPT and don't plan to. I'm that person. But watching this movie, I'm I kind of see the logic. But no, you should have come up with a better gimmick. That was a bad gimmick. No, you should have come up with a better one. But I see what you were thinking. So fair enough. All right. So abandon us, those who have not seen this movie, because we are about to get into spoiler territory.
Yes.
So let's go, Jimmy. Scream 7. Written and directed by Kevin Williamson. For those of you who don't know, Kevin Williamson wrote the first Scream. He has been fundamental to the Scream franchise among many, many other very famous projects. Definitely worth a Google. Really interesting guy.
One of the greats.
One of the greats.
One of the greats.
One of the greats. Absolutely. And this is the first of the franchise that he has ever directed. So this was a big deal that he came back to direct this movie.
Okay, that's
basically.
awesome.
Yeah, this was a big deal.
It was really good.
Honestly, it was so much fun.
There was some really good performances that were popped through. I
have some thoughts about the ending, but overall, I had a great time watching this movie. We were laughing, we were cheering at certain points because we had the entire theater to ourselves today, which for a movie nerd, that's such a pleasure.
You can be a little bit loud.
You can be a little loud, and you're not disturbing anybody because we've gone off about theater etiquette on this podcast. We know how, people know how we feel about it. But if the theater's empty, go for it. Have fun. So we definitely did. It was a good time. We had a great time watching this movie.
Yes.
So this movie stars Neve Campbell, star of the Scream franchise, Courtney Cox, fellow star, and newcomer Isabel May. So a little synopsis for you if you're ready here.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh. When a new Ghostface killer emerges in the quiet town where Sydney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Determined to protect her family, Sydney must face the horrors of her past to put an end to the bloodshed once and for all.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
That was really good.
I tried. Thank you.
So, starting off, it's amazing because you have YouTuber turned actor, the guy who was Life According to Jimmy. He's the guy who dies in the beginning.
Oh, I have.
Do you know who this guy is?
That's why when you recognized him in the theater, I turned to me because I heard you be like, "Oh, it's him." I was like, "Is he someone?" That's what I meant. Like, is he famous? Like, I have no idea who that guy is.
It's like if you know, because he's had a lot of bit parts and some other things.
Okay.
Like he played. He was Bert Kreischer's like younger Bert Kreischer for The Machine.
I can absolutely see that. That tracks.
I feel bad because there should be other stuff, but he was like a YouTuber back in when was I in this time? 2015. No, actually earlier, like 2013, 2012 era. So he's like one of those guys.
One of those guys.
Which is great because it's a new age Scream.
I mean, I'm not mad at that.
So to have somebody who's kind of like that actor, I like how they did it. I like how it was an Airbnb. I liked how it was like an experience because we all remember the Wonka experience.
Oh God,
those poor actors.
That poor woman who became that meme.
For real.
Yeah, I do. This cold open was really fun, and that is one of my favorite parts of the Scream franchise is that you always get your cold open, which is just absolutely iconic from the first one, and I love that
Continued,
I love that they kept it up. I love that they did that.
Great trend. Thank you.
And also I think the thing that I liked the most about this movie, and it's because it's written by Kevin Williamson, is all of the embedded Scream lore that's in this movie. It is insane. If you are a dork about the Scream franchise, the lore.
I don't know why, but this one especially, it felt like they were sets, but in a good way.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It felt like a studio movie, but in a way that a Scream movie should.
Yeah, everything was beautifully placed properly
and styled.
With purpose. Yeah.
Well, the bit that stuck out to me for that actually was there's a sequence probably 2/3 of the way through the movie where Sydney and her daughter are packing to leave, and they're having a conversation. It's just in the background. It's not like a featured thing. On her daughter's desk, there's a basket with 3 full-size bags of chips in it, and I was like, what is your life that your mom just lets you have 3 bags of chips in your room?
Oh my God, I was thinking that too.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong, my mom didn't deprive me. We were allowed to have snacks, but that much junk food just in your room at your disposal at any given time, my mom would never.
Being a chunkier child, I don't think I was going to be allowed to have snacks in the room.
I mean, if it was
also, I never
nighttime
nighttime ate, and then I was I wasn't sure if they were just using that for some quick product placement. But that's funny that you and I
noticed. I was like, what? Because other than that, I felt like the styling was pretty good in this movie. Like,
because chips are a treat.
Right? Like, the production
yeah,
design was good. Like, I do actually have a couple fun facts about the production design. The posters in her bedroom were actually all bands from a playlist that the actress who played Tatum, Isabel May, made for her character and then showed to Kevin Williamson. So it is actually what she felt like her character would listen to.
Okay, that's layers. I like that.
Yeah, which I like. And also, if you pay really close attention in Sydney's house, there's actually a lot of bird motifs around the house. Like, there's wallpaper, there's little like bird artwork and things like that. That's actually a very small visual tribute to Wes Craven, because he, in his personal life, was an avid bird watcher and lover. Like, that's just a little fun fact about him.
And his name is just, it sounds like a bird species.
But also, how can you be anything other than an iconic horror director with a name like Wes Craven?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, it just, when the shoe fits.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, this movie was so fun. This was so fun.
But yeah, loved the cold open. Anybody who saw the trailer, which I did, but I don't think you did, Jimmy.
No.
Saw the burning down of Stu Macher's house, which has been made into this Airbnb stab movie experience. And like, as somebody who, when I consider planning trips, usually starts with Atlas Obscura and things like that, I would be potentially this person. I would not stay in a murder house. That's a step a little bit too far for me.
I like it, but from afar.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, somebody would... Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll stay at the other place.
Right? Like, if I'm going to some old, like, inn or something somewhere and they're like, it's haunted, I might be like, ooh, spooky. But if it's like, this is a murder house, I'd be like, no. Like, too real. Too much. Too real.
Not a romantic getaway.
No, and also, like, it's sort of like the thing about comedy, how it's tragedy with time. Like, that's also what true crime obsession and stuff is. You need a certain amount of distance.
Like, I understand the beautiful people that like to really immerse themselves, but I find that's when it's like having interest in something opposed to having obsession with something.
Yeah.
And then you're not really being like sympathetic to victims. Like, there's such a line with true crime. I love
taking
it
to a weird place when you do things like that, in my opinion.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I have no serial killer art here.
Nope.
I'm not going to buy.
Nope. Not interested in any.
None of that, thank you. I don't need a piece of their hair.
No serial killer paraphernalia, because that's also something that's really popular. Like, you know, items that they've owned and things like that. Like, no, I'm good. I also think it's weird when people do that just with, like, celebrities. Like, for example, there's somebody I follow online who's really fascinating. I'm not going to name them, but they auction off vintage makeup items that belong to celebrities, like people like Marilyn Monroe or like other really iconic people. And it's like, this is her like actual, you know, lip pencil or like mascara or like, you know, her perfume or like whatever it is that they have. And I'm like, I get that you think that should be preserved because that's fascinating. Sure, absolutely. But like, why do you need to sell it to a private buyer?
Plus, it's expired.
You can't even use. Jimmy's like, I'm gonna be the next Marilyn Monroe, literally.
Yeah, like I want to have my lips match, and it's like that's not gonna happen with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend using makeup products quite that old.
I understand. Like, you know, it's like, crazy because I do. Weird. I have. I got a signed copy of Julia Fox's memoir down the drain because. She's a legend.
She's an icon.
She's a queen.
We love Julia Fox on this show.
Right? Like, so I understand being, because that, I was in a tizzy with that novel. And not that novel, her biography.
Because, like, she's signing, it's something she's selling, right? Like, that's different. She's selling it. She's autographing it for you. Like, this is a transaction. And to me, that's fine. Like, I don't have any issue with that. Even people going out and buying, like, crazy memorabilia and stuff with celebrities and taking it to a really wild place.
That's like, the thing.
If that's what you want to do, then, like, do you. But
because, like you said earlier, it's like, if you buy the lipstick, it doesn't make you closer.
Right?
She's
and people feel like
gone.
It does. Yeah. Like, I saw one.
But I still kind of get it, too. Yeah.
Right? I saw one where it was, like, Amy Winehouse's eyeliner. And I'm like...
Again, expired.
But also just, like... That, to me, is more morbid than listening to a podcast about serial killers. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just different, and it's real weird. And
I'm always just trying to figure out, like, what are people really thinking about here?
Right?
And,
like, yeah. I don't know. Because there are actually archives for that kind of thing. They do exist.
Which is why...
So you could donate it to that place and it
put
would
it in a
be
museum.
preserved. Yeah, properly by experts who will make sure it is, cataloged, preserved, etc.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. That's what I think that should be. But yeah, the fact that people just like have this stuff in their houses and potentially are putting it on even though it's expired and stuff like that. It's weird. It's a little weird for me. Like, it's a little weird. And that's coming from somebody who, like, I'd say listens to stuff about serial killers, loves horror movies, would not be opposed to owning taxidermy art. Like, my bar for weird is real high.
But there's a line.
There's a line.
There's like an ethical line somewhere.
That's a little strange.
And, that's why I think having the true crime passion and having the film passion and then watching something like Scream where it is so meta.
Yeah.
It is so layered. They are pulling from different things. The
Yes.
tropes are there.
Right.
They're so like, you're like, are they going to do that?
Are they? Oh, they did it! Like, there are so many nods in this movie to Halloween, to the original Halloween. Like, the sequence where Tatum meets up with her friends, and they're all, like, walking to school. That's a shot for Halloween, basically. The sequence towards the end where Tatum is running through town and everything's closed in the curfew, also very similar to Halloween. Things like that. Like, you can tell that not only does Kevin Williamson obviously know the Scream franchise inside out, he's a horror nerd, and those are my favorite kind of horror directors.
How did this franchise find you?
Oh, what a tale.
Right? Because, like, yeah.
Yeah, this franchise, I mean, despite being a child of the 90s, I did not really grow up with this franchise because, like, I didn't come to horror movies until I was a little bit older. Like, nobody in my family really liked them. None of my friends growing up really liked them. Like, it was only once I sort of went to college and kind of went out on my own, I was like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, let's go. And I kind of avoided Scream for a while. And I think it was because I grew up with Scary Movie. And that's probably why, because, like, for me, I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, I've seen the parody a million times. Like, what's your favorite scary movie? Like, yeah, I just was, like, not super...
What's up?
Yeah, what's up? As we say, as Scary Movie 6 is about to be released. So pumped. But, yeah, like, I think I just kind of didn't really care about it for a long time until I met a friend who's now been one of my best friends for, like, way too long. And it is his favorite franchise. He knows all of the lore. He's one of those people who will deep dive on the deep dive. Like, if you want lore on any of his special interests, you could be there for hours. He is one of those people.
Okay, Laura.
Exactly. And he and I were roommates for a while, so I wound up getting the Scream lore, whether I wanted it or not, because he had said to me, like, how do you feel about Scream? And I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I think I saw it once. And he's like, oh, no. And then insisted we do the whole franchise in the deep dive and all of the proposed sequels that never got made, all of that stuff.
It's definitely not for a baby palate, because I think I tried watching it when I was younger because it would always play around Halloween, obviously.
Always, yeah.
And then... I don't know why, but the third one always stuck out to me because I was like, this is just so weird. And then it was
the third one.
Watching some of it today, and I was like, oh my God, you need to actually rewatch all of these movies. Because when I was in high school, it was the fourth one that came out. So I feel like I'm more blended with the fourth one for some reason, which is terrible. Which that one was quite fun. I like that one.
The fourth one got a really bad rap, and I understand why. But that said, I agree. It has some very fun parts.
Yeah.
I think that, like...
They get Hayden Panettiere's character,
which,
and then they bring her back.
We love Kirby.
Right?
Favorite.
Yeah.
We love Kirby.
Yeah.
And, like, I am a fan of the Culkins, just in general.
Exactly.
So, like, I liked seeing them present. I think it's Rory who's
Emma
in that
Roberts
one.
being a little crazy before people were like, she's not that crazy.
I'm not an Emma Roberts person.
You know what?
I'm not an Emma Roberts person. I'm so sorry. Like, I
also wasn't, but then something just, like, made me like her for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't think I like her as an actress, but I think it's just like some of her, like, you can't blame her because she, like, child acting, but I don't know why. She just seems like such a diva, such a I don't know. Such a bad bitch. I know she's done her things. I know, but I don't know.
That's so fair.
I've come around on Emma Roberts.
That's fair. I have not. I don't, like, hate her. I just think she's kind of, like, forgettable in a lot of stuff. Like, she doesn't really stick out to me. Even in Scream, I'm like, okay, but I feel like this could be anybody. Like, this doesn't need to be you in that way. Like, this could be any actress playing this part. So to me, she doesn't really stand out. Like,
No.
she's kind of forgettable.
I think because I don't know why. I think the Nickelodeon show that she was on was probably a bit too young for you.
Oh, I remember that. Alice, I think.
No,
Or was it Alice, I think? Yeah, because before she was
wasn't
on...
it I Want to Be Famous or something?
That might have been before, because it was when she was probably like...
Emma Robert. Let's
I want to say like 12. She was in a show that was based on a Canadian book, actually. It took place in Smithers. And I read it as a kid.
And then they make it into a show.
And they made it into a show. And I remember watching a little bit of it. And it was like a little young for me, but only by like a touch.
There's the Unfabulous or something.
Hang on, let's see here. We're pulling her up, guys. Okay. Oh, right. She started out on Big Love. Drake and Josh. Spy Mate. Aquamarine. Nancy Drew. Unfabulous.
Yeah, that's the show I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some Nickelodeon show from 2004,
Is that the one I'm
2007.
thinking of? Does she have a guitar?
Yeah, that's the one you're thinking of.
That is the one I'm thinking of. Okay.
And she makes up her little songs.
Yeah, and she like makes up little songs in the episodes and stuff.
It's your classic, you know.
Why did I think that this was based on a book? I'm going to have to Google this later and figure out if this is actually what I think. Anyway, moving on. Back to Scream 7, guys.
Yeah, back to Scream 7. So I think Emma Roberts for Scream 4, I think because she played a Nickelodeon character, and then that time for her to be the killer, she was unsuspecting. So that one was but that one's another write-off. They kind of blended the sixth one into the seventh. They had some throwaway dialogue, and they brought the characters back, right? Like, I forgot, I didn't watch the other two. I should have.
I did. And there were elements of 5 and 6 that I liked.
Yes.
Like, of the two, obviously, I like 5 better because I like clearly most of the internet. I'm a Scream purist, and I need Neve Campbell. If she's not there, I'm not nearly as interested. And so I liked the 5th one. I thought it was fun. I thought it was like a fun way to bring the franchise forward and like introduce new characters. And then with the 6th one, when they didn't have Neve Campbell, that was such a choice. And like, while the movie itself I don't think is necessarily terrible, to me it's not Scream. Like, it just doesn't work without Sidney Prescott. Like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It's like trying to have Halloween without Laurie Strode.
Which is
like,
why
you just can't.
When you get presented a movie like that, you're like, you just could have done this without it being
Scream
at all.
Yeah, you could have just made a horror movie.
Yeah, and then
this could have just been a psycho serial killer movie, and that could have been
there's so much reaching, right?
Right.
And then it was so beautiful because they played the Scary Movie trailer where they make fun of the fact that she's not in the last one
before this one.
Yeah, and then they cut to this one. It was pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. It was you don't like go to the movies.
Go to the movies, guys.
Pretty sure the people listening to this are like, we go to the movies. Stop yelling at us. But I won't.
Yell at your friends to go to the movies.
You can play them the soundbite. Go to the movies. You can get popcorn and hot dogs and
Diet Coke.
Well, if they when they feel like it.
That's true. If they decide to give it to you. But yeah, this movie, honestly, there were so many sort of like little nods in this movie that I really loved. Like, you know, obviously all the nods to Halloween, but even in more subtle ways, like as we get into the climax of the movie, you see Sydney, like she goes home and she's like getting changed and she puts on her coat and she's ready. And when you look at her, she's basically wearing her wardrobe from Scream 3. Like there's so many just like little nods everywhere.
And then they try making the daughter look like baby Neve Campbell with her leather jacket.
Yes. And you've got McKenna Grace, who plays one of her friends, who is basically the Sarah Michelle Gellar in either Scream 2 or I Know What You Did Last Summer of this movie.
You know, and then it's funny because like they give her... You can tell the girl's got short hair and they gave her some extensions.
Oh, yes.
And I loved it because then you could kind of tell when it was her stunt performer because of the wig, because then it went from being like bad extensions to like a wig ass wig, which I know people would be upset if being like I'm like, but that's why the movie is great.
That's what we
these
love.
Little imperfections little like
things.
that where I'm like, we're watching a movie here.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wasn't mad at her terrible extensions because to me that really does read as high school girl.
Yes.
When a high school girl discovers that hair extensions exist and there's no turning back.
Oh man. This girl, she had beautiful long hair. And she cut it all off and dyed it black. Snow White for Halloween. Great, cute. She spent the rest of high school trying to regrow her beautiful hair, and then she did it all. Extensions, the bleach. I felt so bad because it's like it was so beautiful. But she has beautiful hair now.
There you go.
And you learn your lessons.
You learn.
Everybody, you cut your own bangs at some point. You have your own bleach disasters.
Yep. I've done both of those things.
But yeah, nothing as bad as this happening in disaster. Their kills were so intense. I was like so happy, but like holy fuck, some of them were
wild.
They were.
Honestly, I was kind of 50-50 on the kills because some of them were really good. Like for example, in the cold open, you have the couple, right? Like the guy and the girl. His kill was insane. That was ridiculous. Just stabbing you through the temple and your eyeballs bulging out. Like, oh, okay. And like, we've said it so many times. CGI blood is such a choice.
It is
such a choice. But in a movie like this, I kind of get it. You don't want to reset. Like, understandable. But that said, so his death is so kind of like crazy. Like, I think we both laughed. Like, it was a little crazy.
There was a lot of bahaha moments.
There was. But then her death. Ooh.
There was a lot of like
good. Oh, that was good because that was so you felt so bad and like it was really over the top because she's like hanging from this chandelier on a second story like staircase above Ghostface, who like you think is knocked out, and she falls down. He rolls over and stabs her as she lands on top of him, and then he fucking sets her on fire. Like
the whole house on fire.
Holy shit, man.
They were really good at balancing the fact of like, these characters are going to have no survival.
Yeah.
So that because of that setup, then you were thinking that other characters weren't going to survive, and then they do.
Right.
Which is great because, it's like,
well,
they have 3 kids at this point. The dad cannot die. I was like, let him live. Also, like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, take the little kids out of the equation because they're just like, quote unquote, staying at grandma's this whole time.
Usually
which, like,
that's such a throwaway, but it's like knowing that small fact, I was like, okay, well, you can't actually have this partner die this time.
Yeah.
And they really did. They really set us up.
They did. You thought he was a goner.
So many.
Although, I'm sorry, again, Scream Purist, it should have been Patrick Dempsey, not Joel McHale. No offense, Joel McHale. You're fine.
So tell me about this script, my friend. Tell me about this fact that you were...
Well, what I was going to say is that Patrick Dempsey was actually slated to return. He was going to be Neve Campbell's husband because he is in Scream 2 and, he wanted to do it, but then there were the really bad wildfires in California, and apparently his house was affected and stuff like that. So he actually couldn't come back, and there were some other scheduling conflicts. So he wound up not coming back, which is why they cast Joel McHale. Because it was going to be Patrick Dempsey. They were going to be married, and that is what Scream fans wanted. Because they even named him Mark, which is his name. It should have been him, but it's okay. I understand why. I'm not mad, guys. I understand why it happened, but it should have been him.
I forget the male actor's name is, but he did a good job. The guy who played the husband.
Oh, Joel McHale.
Yeah. I watched Community.
I was going to say of Community fame.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was.
He was good, and honestly, it's a part where they do give him more to do in this movie, which is nice than your average horror spouse. Usually, you're just there as cannon fodder. So he actually had a little more to do, which was nice.
I like the fact that he was a police officer. I did think it was funny that it's as soon as shit's going down, this is a uniform house only. I'm wearing my uniform in my home. I get up, that uniform's on. It's like, do you have to work today? No.
We're just on high alert.
This is a uniform on house.
That said, he's a fucking terrible cop.
He is.
He is the ultimate cliche horror movie cop who sucks at his job.
Which is why you needed some kind of a goofy guy like that to play the role.
A little bit
of a goofy guy.
A little bit of a goofy guy. But yeah, we were watching one sequence where the cops are checking out the house, and there are 2 closets right behind where Sydney is standing, and nobody checks them. They don't check the attic. They don't check 90% of that house. They're there for 30 seconds, and they're like, "It's clear." I'm y'all.
I'm from a very small town, and we are from the small ass town where you just don't lock your doors.
Yep.
So sometimes I would get home and nobody would be home and the door would be unlocked. I'd be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I don't know what I thought I was gonna do, but I had to go through this very large home by myself,
Oh, Jimmy.
It's so funny.
Oh, no.
And then it'd be like, well, you like forget your key. It's like, yeah, but I'll just break in. I know the alarm code.
Yeah, like I can still get it.
Because that is so scary. I can't check every single closet. And in this movie, the police don't check every single closet.
They don't check any of the closets, I'm pretty sure.
And then I don't know if you had one of those up top kind of attic. Because we didn't have those attic things
or actually
in the home, but we did in our garage. And one time it like looked like it was open. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
We did have a very small one. It was actually inside my parents' closet.
Oh, ew.
Yeah. And like, well, the way my parents' house is like set up, all the bedrooms are on the second floor.
Okay.
So it was in their bedroom closet, which like the only thing, there was like our sort of living room below them, and then the garage was on the other side. So the attic itself was basically only the size of their room. Like it wasn't the whole house. So it was just like this tiny, I don't even think there's anything in it. It's literally just like this tiny little space that in case like, I don't know, for like whatever maintenance reasons you need to get into it, you can, but that's it.
No, I don't like that.
I don't either, but honestly, for most of my childhood, I didn't even know it was there. Because I remember as a kid, I made a comment about wanting to have a cool attic, like, playroom that I could go hang out in. And my mom was like, well, that's the entrance. And I was like, what? So, no.
Don't like that.
So let's talk about it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
The return of the one, the only, Stu Macher, a.k.a. Matthew Lillard.
Okay, so then...
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, please do. I was stoked. Anything to get Matthew Lillard a job. Yeah, I love that.
I love him. I love him so much. I've always had a soft spot for him. I dated a guy when I was younger who looked like Matthew Lillard. That was what drew me to him, was that he looked like Matthew Lillard. Still does, by the way.
He just had so many, like, movies that came out when I was younger that he was great in. Also obsessed with Scooby-Doo.
Of course.
So, and then you play Shaggy in the live action.
Right.
And then, you start and then you just become a stoner and you're like, this one's for you.
Yeah, let's go, buddy.
Let's eat large sandwiches.
For me, it was SLC Punk, which is a few years earlier.
Yes, because younger.
I know, I'm so
Love
old.
Without a Paddle. That movie's so cute.
Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
What is it? Serial Killer Mom.
Oh, I was going to say, She's All That.
Yeah, She's All That. That one's amazing.
Dance scene.
Is he the guy that got kicked out for farting?
Yes. Oh, you didn't think I'd still be dating you when I left, did you?
So great.
Like, yeah, Matthew Lillard is a 10 out of 10.
And love
him.
How he supports the acting community as well.
And from what I understand, he's just like a gem of a human,
yeah.
basically. Like I've only really heard good things about fan interactions and stuff with him. Mm-hmm. Apparently, he's sort of like the horror dad at all the cons he goes to, where like if somebody, is having a like moment where they're crying or whatever, he'll like sit with them and stuff. And he's like actually really sweet. Like,
oh, that's actually so kind.
Yeah, apparently he's like a really nice dude. So like we love Matthew Lillard at this house.
They do pull a moment in here where you think that the weird guy is the creepy guy. That death scene was actually so like it, like he got because he goes in there and then you think that he's gonna come out and you think that he's gonna feel a little woozy there. You think it's gonna be similar to Stu's death, but
yeah,
this movie has lots of twists and turns. So no, he didn't. The friend character, she was so cute. I actually. My heart hurt when she died.
McKenna Grace, the younger girl?
No, the
other girl, the girl whose parents own the tavern?
Yes. Because she had a crush on the creepy guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was so sweet.
She really was.
And the creepy kid wasn't actually creepy. He was just a true crime kid. And I'm glad that she like was into it and was like, no, creepy's like, you're not creepy, you're cute.
And then
you got a squeezable butt. Isn't that what she says?
Yes. Personally, he probably has 2026 death of the year, and it is only March.
Death, the beer tap.
Whoa.
Oh my God, let's talk about it. Okay. That was one of the most creative deaths I've seen in a while in a horror movie, but it was also one of the funniest.
Right?
That was insane. So basically
we're not shying away.
No, like this guy gets his head impaled on a very pointy beer tap, and then Ghostface pulls the beer tap so beer starts to stream out of his mouth. And as we were walking to the car after the movie, my only comment to Jimmy and her lovely fiancé was, that's not how beer taps work. It wouldn't be coming fully horizontally out of his mouth. Like, what's happening?
Why movies like this are so great, because
so fun.
obviously there's things where it's like, don't do that. And it's like, well, if they didn't do that, then we wouldn't have a movie.
Right? This is like, don't get me wrong. You come to see a Scream movie for the kills, for the meta like aspects, for the jokes,
for the layers,
script, for the layers, for all of it. You also come to see some really fun and insane kills. That's one of the reasons why you're here.
Oh, 100%, because they're so brutal.
Well, as you say, same goes for McKenna Grace when she dies, because she is in this high school theater, which, like, wow, I wish I'd been to a high school with that kind of theater budget.
Their back room,
they have an entire costume like department, and they also have a fly system, which she is mounted on and is being sort of thrown back and forth across the stage, and
no good.
Like literally guts her in the air, which, like, first of all, guys, that's not how rib cages work, but like, okay.
No.
But that said, I'm here for it.
It was great how they set it up. It was 100% great, because like that's the fun part about a movie like this is that it feels so clean, because everything that is shown is going to be used in some way or another.
Everything pays off.
Or it's also used to deter you, which is amazing.
Yes. So many red herrings, which is what I love about this.
Yes. And like, you just, no expectations. You just have fun. I don't know why. Like, this movie it had more of an edge than the other two. It's not like the other two didn't, because they still were Scream movies.
And the other two were also just as brutal. Like, even in 6, in the last one, you had Ghostface killing people with a shotgun in a bodega. Like,
yes,
it was brutal. It was violent, and like that whole thing at the end in the theater, like that was like a whole thing. So like, I do feel like this is kind of keeping up the tone of the brutality.
It feels more connected or something.
But it does. It feels more connected. Yeah, it doesn't just feel like random violence.
Yes,
like this feels like specifically Ghostface stepping his game up for 2026, as opposed to just like, we're gonna make this super ultra violent.
And you get to be cheeky, because you get to be like, it's him.
It's him. Yeah. Oh, it's them. Oh, God.
And so tell me about how the use of AI worked into this, because I'm so curious about that. So what did they use for it, or what did they use it for?
Basically, the thing with AI was like, honestly, we'll get into some pretty intense spoilers here. The whole thing with like the deep fakes being part of the script and all of that stuff, and part of the ending, and how they were bringing everybody back and all this stuff. Because that was the question, was like, how are they bringing all these people back?
Yeah.
And then them partnering with Meta and all this other stuff. And I'm not sure if they actually used AI in the film. I think that was only a rumor.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything concrete, because I just tried to Google,
it was
like,
strictly
Scream 7 AI controversy, like whatever, just like the most general thing I could to try and get an idea of what it was. And I didn't actually see any evidence of that. So that may have happened. Don't quote me. I don't know at this point. I would have to do a much deeper dive than we had time to before we went to go see this movie. But from my understanding, it's more so the idea of like promoting AI in storytelling, and then using AI to promote this movie, I think is kind of the bigger thing. Because right now, at least I can only speak for myself, but what most people are upset about is the rampant use of AI despite all of the damage that it's doing. So it's the idea that, as it becomes more normalized and more companies and more bigger sort of like franchises, for example, use it, then obviously the more usage, which means more damage and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's a different podcast though, guys. I'm sorry. Again, I will stable my high horse.
Like, I'm always like down if you're going to use it in the way that we have used CGI as like as a little bit to kind of like help clean things up and like assist when you can't, because that's like a little bit of embracing it. I'm not totally down with it replacing absolutely like the organic things that you can get from people. Like, that's the thing.
My thing is like, I kind of agree.
I'm not
like,
down with that.
If you kind of treat it like CG in that way, where you use it where you feel like you have no other option, either for like safety reasons, or you know, you're talking about something that takes place in like a fantastical world, and like for whatever reason you can't do this. I still have an issue with it, but I could understand why someone would use it in those scenarios. Whereas when you have AI being used for like writing, or like this fucking bullshit they're trying to sell of an AI actor and stuff like that, like miss me with all of that.
We don't need AI musicians.
We don't need
so
any of that.
many musicians already
also,
who need an opportunity,
right? Who are being starved of these opportunities, like,
and filmmakers that have ideas,
artists of all kinds. Really, like, we don't need AI to make art. Like, that's something that people do. That's kind of part of what makes us human. Like, it's like a whole thing.
It's so, yeah, exactly.
And
for
like,
our evolved minds.
Right? And how many people, even in your own life, do you know who would love to be able to do some kind of art of some description, either part or full time, but they can't?
Which is
because
like,
they can't get the opportunities, and now we're going to give them to AI? Like, what? No.
Yeah.
No.
To bring it back to this movie, the use of AI is used by the villain too.
Yes.
Like, it's not used by the good guys, which is reflective of what they're trying to do here. Because it's like,
I think that's fair,
like,
but I don't know. I also, we'll get into it in a minute, but I also feel like the use of AI was a cop-out in this movie.
And then I don't know
was
why,
a
because
cop-out.
we're talking about technology. She hits the boyfriend character with his laptop a couple
Hilarious.
times. And I don't know why, but it's just like, a Mac?
I know. It's like, girl, that's like $2,000.
That is an expensive weapon here, my friend.
But that was also hilarious. I did like that in the movie.
Her immediate reaction, though, too.
Her immediate reaction was just to deck her boyfriend when she suspected him, which, like, yep, that's the right answer.
Like, for real.
You're in a Scream movie? That's the right answer.
This is the only movie I can give way that you can have weird pacing with, too. Like,
yes.
Because there is so many, like false endings.
Yeah,
in a
so many
weird
red
way.
herrings. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie definitely felt a little uneven in terms of pacing and in terms of tone. Like, it definitely falls over into camp in some sections, and then in other sections is actually really tense and stuff. So,
especially
like,
with the Grace McKenna one, the scene, and like it did remind me, because we covered Silence of the Lamb a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It did remind me of the scene where they walk in and they like find like the officer all splayed out.
Yeah,
I was like, you love, like, this movie is made by people who love horror movies and have made it for us, and that's very evident through the entire franchise. But like, thank you.
Yeah, we love to see it.
This was so fun.
Even if it's imperfect, we love to see it.
Yeah, we admire the imperfections because we're all imperfect.
Exactly.
While being perfect.
Okay, but let's get into sort of the plot a little bit here and some of the Scream franchise lore and where some of this, in my opinion, came from. So, Scream franchise lore. Let's get into it. So basically, after Scream 1 happened, obviously they wanted to do Scream 2 because it was a huge success. That was a thing.
Of course.
Yes. And you had Kevin Williamson still on board. He had written the first one. He was going to like write the second one. He was, I believe, even on board for the third one, like all kinds of stuff. And the original idea that he had was actually to bring back Stu Macher. That was the original plan for Scream 2, was that you were going to have Stu with the scarred face, like we see him in this one, having survived the TV falling on his head by some small miracle, having been admitted to a psychiatric inpatient facility, exactly like what, in theory, you know, they try to sell Sydney happened in this movie, although obviously it didn't actually happen. But within the psychiatric facility, he was going to have effectively started a cult.
Okay.
Of people worshiping like murder and him and trying to kill Sydney.
Which I'm glad they didn't, like, they kept elements of that, but I'm
Yes.
glad they didn't keep the cult ending, because as much as I love it being a cult,
We love a
there
cult.
has been a slew of movies the past year or two
About cults.
about cults where
true.
it's been a secret cult, or it's witchcraft and a cult, and then or a cult and then they have witchcraft. Like,
Yeah.
it's like just
And first of all, y'all, a cult and occult are different things. Like, Hollywood, you need to learn this. Two different things.
yeah,
A
like,
lot of crossover in that Venn diagram, but two different things.
And then on that little subject alone, and then so many possession movies. But thank you. That's why Scream. It's like, yeah, it's a sequel, but like,
It's
holy
a slasher.
It feels so refreshing in a weird way.
It does.
It was a comfort. It was a nice bowl of cereal.
Right? And yeah, so the original plan was to have Stu come back and come
yeah.
for Sydney, basically. Like, that was the original plan. And due to a very long and complicated story that I am not going to tell you now because we do not have the time, that didn't wind up happening. And we got the Scream 2 and then Scream 3 that we got instead, mostly due to studio interference and things like that. It's a very long story. Y'all can do the deep dive. I'm sure we will do a deep dive on Scream 1, 2, etc. at some point, so we will save it for then. I will just give y'all the Cliff's Notes version.
This is just us being fresh from the theater, and we're just trying something a little different.
Exactly. So I agree. I love that they took kind of like the core of that idea where
Yes.
like Stu's back and he's recruited some people and they're here to fuck up Sydney's life. That said, the fact that we get, you know, not only Stu, we also get like Roman Bridger, we get Debbie Salt, we get like all these people coming back. We even get David Arquette. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say it because it feels true to me. That was so fucking stupid.
It felt cheesy.
That was so fucking stupid.
It wasn't my favorite. I understand why they chose to do that because it was trying to add to the confusion. But at that point in the runtime, you're like, can you guys just kind of get to it?
Well, also just like, don't kind of like stew bait me in that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to bring him back, commit, do the thing. Because to me, I don't know, it just like, even if they had only used Stu as a deep fake, or like maybe Stu and like one other person, maybe Billy even, like, or something like that, like I would have been down for that. It would have been a little less, but the fact that you're cycling through all of these people literally just for the sake of nostalgia and for the sake of seeing them and having them there, so all the Scream fans will go, oh my God, it's Roman Bridger. Like,
yeah, it makes you laugh. It doesn't really add to the intensity because you're like, oh, huh?
It kind of, for me, it made the rest of the ending kind of fall flat a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit. Because, like, that's when you get your final, like, you know, Ghostface unmasking and you find out, you know, it was actually her, like, neighbor and, like, this other guy and all this stuff.
Yeah, it was funny. It's like, it's not the creepy kid. It's the creepy kid's mom. You brought Ethan Embry into the situation. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So many layers. Yes. It's not the creepy guy. It's the creepy guy's mom.
I didn't like the fact that they repeated going into the garage again. I don't know why. Because
they should have left that.
And then the scene at the coffee store was amazing. But there was just, like, again, like, that's... Like I said, I'll let them get away with the pacing because the pacing, there's so many mini movies. It feels like a bunch of short films kind of combined, like mini Screams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that because, again, it was just very entertaining. It's good to be entertained, but it keeps your mind going in a way because then it's not completely, it's not Fast and Furious level.
Yeah.
You know, where it's completely mind numbing. It is still.
Because you're family.
Yeah, because you're family. And you are here.
Yes. You are with Pitch and Bitch. Perhaps not in Woodsboro, but you are here with us.
So,
I agree. Like, I'm not mad at the pacing in that way. Like, yeah, it was kind of all over the place. And there were a few times where I was like, oh, that's a bit of a left turn. But, like, not enough to care. Not enough that I didn't have a great time watching this movie.
I feel like this is one of the few franchises you can, like, puzzle piece your own trilogy if you wanted to.
Oh, totally.
Like, you can make, like, it's like a Pandora bracelet. Like,
it's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, which is kind of great if you wanted to start with a different movie and kind of end with another one.
Yeah, you totally could.
Like, it's kind of great that they have this family tree, but yeah, they always kind of have to find a way to bring everybody back on payroll. Like, it's funny.
Mean, I don't know.
But I agree with you for that scene. It didn't pay off very well for some reason.
Yeah, like, and of course you have, like, through the whole movie, you have the sort of building plot of, like, is it AI or is it Stu? Is it AI or is it Stu? In my opinion, it being Stu would have been a way better reveal than it being AI. Like, that was lame. Yeah. Although it did make me laugh because when we sat down and started watching the movie, as soon as Anna Camp came on screen, as a joke, I was actually not being serious, but as a joke, I turned to Jayme, I was like, she's the killer.
And she was!
And she was! I was like, she's the killer. She's the killer. As soon as I see her, I'm like, nope, it's her. Because she always plays that, like, really nice girl next door type. And she either does that as, like, a comedic thing, or she's the killer.
And my cousin's husband's name is Carl with a K.
Aww.
And it's just like Crazy Carl. It's like,
she sacrificed Crazy Carl.
How do you know it's a regular Carl or a different Carl? It's Carl with a K. That's how they went with it in this movie, which was so funny. Carl with a K.
Although, what an intro for Gail. I loved that. That was so funny. Like, so basically, Ghostface has broken into the and is battling it out with Sydney and her husband and her daughter. And it's like, that was actually a great sequence.
Yeah, in the safe room.
Yeah, they have a safe room. They're in the walls. Again, that was in the trailer, so I guess that's not really a spoiler. But, like, they were in the walls and he's, like, trying to get to them. And, you know, you think he's taken out her husband, or, like, maybe her husband might be Ghostface at one point because he just disappears. And literally you get this, like, big climactic fight and Ghostface gets knocked out into the road, stands up, and boom, Gail's there in her fucking, what is it, Land Rover or whatever.
It's so nice.
It was so good.
And it's just like, how else are you going to have Courtney Cox come back into this?
I love it.
It was great. It was honestly great.
But I also love that they acknowledge that Gail's been kind of fucked up by everything that's happened.
Yeah, I'm glad
especially
that
in the
they
last
did.
movie.
That she wasn't, like, strong enough to fight and that you need the next generation to come in and be like, nuh-uh.
Acknowledging that, like, not only did she, you know, is she getting potentially a little older, like, she talks about how she has nerve damage from the last fight she got in.
Popping pillies like a rock star.
Right? Because in Scream 6, like, Gail held her own. She destroyed that fucking apartment with Ghostface. Like,
poor people that were just like, I don't want to get stabbed again. I'm like, well, guess what?
You're getting stabbed again.
Yeah.
Although Mindy, the female character, I know she's really irritating as a character, and like she's intentionally supposed to be irritating. But one, I love her. Two, I am her. So I'm like, no, you have to follow the rules.
This was a good gambit of likable characters.
It was.
That doesn't always happen,
No.
which is why.
I think that's really what this movie has going for it, is all the characters are actually really likable.
But you immediately hate the boyfriend. You immediately are
immediately.
like, you're like,
He's played that way. You're supposed to hate him.
I know, but you hate him because you're just like, this guy's it. He's a part of it.
This guy sucks. Like, as soon as he's
Does he double suck? Like, you know what I mean?
like, as soon as he's on screen, like, one, very intentionally, he's giving Billy Loomis. Like, of course, which was the intention. But even when he's like, hi, I'm, like, not a murderer. I'm, like, not a bad guy. Like, I just want to date / do your daughter. You know, the way a lot of teenage boys do. Like, that's kind of it. And even then, you're like, no, I don't buy it.
Well, and then he's still the worst when he's about to die, and he's just like, I didn't see a killer. Are you gaslighting?
And also, just because you didn't see it, if she says she saw him, that means he's there. It's time to go. Like, why don't you trust your girlfriend's eyes?
Yeah,
it's
for
time
real.
to go. If she says
man.
Ghostface was just here and you're like, oh, I didn't see him, my first thought is not, he's not here, she's crazy. It's, he must be hiding, we should go.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, friend?
And like, they did everything they possibly could to incorporate every single technology that's available. So ring cams and your alarm system and all these other fun things.
FaceTime.
Yeah,
and
Meta AI.
deepfakes and like so much stuff. And
it has the formula of a Scream movie,
but it follows its own rules,
which is like,
which
I like, because then you don't want to be confused.
Because I mean, even going back to some of the original like slasher tropes, you know, for example, McKenna Grace, who has that brutal death, she talks about how she was stockpiling her mom's edibles, and she's there wearing a crop top and a short skirt and all this stuff. And then you have, you know, Tatum, our main character, who's dressed quite conservatively and like hasn't slept with her boyfriend and like all this other stuff. And like it is that sort of cliche formula to a horror movie, which I thought was such a fun, sly little like, whoop.
And I like to know what the line equivalent of is, you know, like, I raided my parents' liquor cabinet, because it's just
I've
like
been
I stockpiling my mom's edibles,
which like, that's so real. I'm sure there are so many teenagers who do that.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to get blackout drunk?
As a millennial, this is hard for me to understand.
What do you mean? Which is like, thank God you kids are just doing edibles.
So proud of
you just
y'all.
want to take the biggest nap.
You're just drinking green juice and taking edibles. I love that for you.
Yeah, yes.
Right? I love that for you.
And your foams.
Although I do remember one of my high school friends who used to steal weed out of her parents' stash so that we could smoke it. So
that's a good friend.
Slightly similar experience. Not quite the same, but slightly similar.
It was harder to get back then.
It's the new generation's version of that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like whatever you can't get when you're not of legal drinking age or of legal age of anything to do fun.
Right? Well, I mean, I still remember even when I was that age when that was happening, I was like, what do you mean your parents have a stash? What? Parents do that? Like, what? I was an innocent little creature for a little while there.
Just a tad bit, and then
then I started smoking weed, and that was it.
Exactly.
So, like, that was it.
Now we're just law-abiding citizens.
Well, when it comes to weed, at least.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, Miss Jaywalker.
Oh, that's right. Pedestrian, you never know when she's coming.
Plus, it's so Vancouver to be like, we just kind of go when we go.
It's true.
We're a pedestrian pro city until somebody gets hit.
Since we're in Vancouver, and Vancouver in many ways is kind of lame, I've drank in a park where that's illegal before.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck.
Crazy.
I'm in my 30s, bitch. What are you gonna do?
Which, like, okay, speaking of kids being kids, it's great how they broke curfew. I'm glad that they, like, managed to do so many different locations that had some spice. But I don't know. Do you have any other final thoughts on...
Oh, gosh, this movie. Honestly, I really had fun. I had fun watching this, which I didn't really go in with any expectations.
Same.
Just because, like, I knew it was Kevin Williamson, but there was as we mentioned earlier, there was so much controversy around this movie that like I didn't really know how I was going to feel about it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? We'll just go check it out. Sure.
I was in the realm of like another one.
Yeah, basically. And I had so much fun. It was a great time.
Yep. Now to the point where I'm like, another one.
Another one. And actually, one thing I will mention before we finish up is Ethan Embry. The fact that they brought back 90s star Ethan Embry to play one of our ghost faces is such a fun choice.
It is.
I feel like the only way I would have potentially been like even happier is if it was Devon Sawa.
Oh my, yes.
But he's Final Destination. He has his own franchise. And, well, many other horror movies. Yes, he's a horror king.
And he did pop back in for that movie Hard Eyes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I feel bad because I feel like her
name is... They're doing a second one.
I forget what her name is. Like, she was like a... She was like
Hard Eyes?
Yeah, because like the female officer is also.
Oh yes.
She is a beautiful lady.
Yes, stunning, and she's a '90s star too.
And I don't want to mess up her name because she also looks like another beautiful lady because it's just
I know
there's
exactly.
There's so many beautiful
the two
ladies
women that you're
time.
talking about. Yes, I know exactly.
Is it Jordana Brewster?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Oh no. Jordana Brewster was somebody else. Oh. God.
Oh my God. See?
No. Hang on. We're gonna figure this out, guys. Stick with us. We got this. Oh my gosh, who was it?
I feel like
what's her name?
The actor in Hard Eyes was actually in that, like the guy who played the camera guy. I'm so like
yeah,
good
he
at,
was. Yeah, Mason Gooding.
Yeah, because he was good in that one too.
Actually, I do. That one was pretty meta and
fun.
I have a fun fact about Mason Gooding for Screen 7.
Gooding.
In the in the tavern bar sequence, he had E. coli and was so sick he was barfing between takes into like a bucket.
Okay, for real, he actually did kind of have like a paleness.
Yeah, and I noticed he looked really sweaty in a couple of moments, and I was like, "You haven't done anything physical yet."
Yeah, this poor guy.
Yeah, and he was like dying apparently. Yeah, to the point where he joked about having a Home Depot bucket just like stashed behind the bar, and as soon as they would call cut, he would be like just going for it.
Oh man, that poor fella. For real.
Oh my God, I stand corrected. You were right. It was Jordana Brewster.
Okay, perfect.
You were correct.
Okay.
You were correct. And the one who I was thinking of who looks like her, I believe her name is Monica Barron, and she's in Deadpool.
Okay.
She plays his girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Because they
very
just,
funny lady.
Beautiful ladies. They
beautiful
just
and very, very funny.
But yeah, no, Devon Sawa would have been a funny choice. But yeah, that Hard Eyes movie is kind of meta, is very Scream.
And they're making a sequel. They're making Hard Eyes 2. I think it's coming out next year.
Because you always need a Valentine's horror besides Valentine's Day. You need to spice it up a bit.
And I cannot recall his name off the top of my head, but the writer-director is one of the many comedians constantly featured on Dropout TV, which is my favorite. Mm-hmm. So we love to see him getting work.
Yes.
We love that.
I don't have any other final thoughts. I think I let them all. I could say other stuff, but it was so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. Like great kills, great fun, characters you actually like and are rooting for, which I do maintain. I think that's what makes this movie so fun, is the characters are people you're rooting for. And yeah, I enjoyed it. What would you rate this movie, Jimmy?
I would also give this one a 7.
I think I'm going to say 6.5 for this one, just because like the ending was really fun, but it was like a little too camp for me at the end. I wanted it to be just like a tiny bit more serious.
It's like the realm of like you can't put too much effort into it because then it's not a Scream movie, but you have to put the right amount of effort into it because it is a Scream movie. If that makes weird sense.
It's a very fine balance between camp and horror and Scream. It's a really hard line to walk.
Well, it's like knowing, because you're in on the joke. So it's knowing how to make fun of yourself in a way that's not too like, okay, we get it.
Yeah. We get it. Like, you're not making Scary Movie. We get it.
Yes, that's why you have to be so careful.
Right? Especially because, like, of Scary Movie specifically, this has been parodied so many times that you really have to be careful with how campy you let things go. Would you rewatch this movie, Jamie?
100%. I would, actually. I think I would throw this on more than the other ones.
I would potentially throw this on at some point.
It depends how you would want to, like I said earlier, if you want to puzzle piece this franchise together and you can pick and choose your own adventure like you said, you can, which is so fun. Because most of them you kind of can't do that. But unless you love the origin story and you love a franchise and you're like, I will watch the 7th one.
Right?
I do like Jason X.
Why not?
Yeah.
More on the Jason franchise later. We got some special surprises when we finally get to that one. So
If we can. One day.
I say no timeline, but one day when we get there. So I do have a couple of fun facts. This movie just came out, so there aren't a ton, but I have a couple. The idea to have a panic room and back exit escape is actually from Kevin Williamson's real life. He had an escape room in his former home. Although his comment was he would exit through the attic and not in between the walls. Yeah, the in between the walls seems kind of ill-advised.
It felt too brief. It felt like, okay, we made it to the safe spot. Now let's leave.
Right?
What?
You would have hung out in that safe room for a couple of minutes. You wouldn't have just...
Shout outs to Panic Room.
Right? Jodie Foster, my queen. And then...
That's funny you said that because the younger actress, she did good, but there was a moment where she was doing some Kristen Stewart acting where there was some like hands and some motion and
some... Yeah.
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 So I thought that... Thank you for bringing that up.
Anytime. You can tell she is someone who is of the Twilight generation. Let's put it that way. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I am also a member of that generation. I get it. Scream. The only other fun fact I have for you, since this is so new, is actually about its box office. So would you like to guess its budget before we go there?
Yeah, because I didn't look that up, but it looks pretty solid for a feature. It doesn't look like it's 100 million, but it looks like it's probably like in the 60 to 50 million realm.
Ooh, close. 45 million.
Okay, perfect.
So close.
Perfect.
This was also Neve Campbell's biggest paycheck ever. She got paid $7 million. And honestly, yeah, get that fucking pay, Neve. They tried to boot you out of your own franchise and had to come crawling back to you. Get that bag.
And she showed her worth.
She did. She was great in this. She did a great job. Like Sidney Prescott forever.
She was Sidney Prescott.
She is.
Or Prescott and then whatever her...
Evans.
Yeah, Prescott Evans.
She's Sidney Evans. She's very clear about that now.
Respect.
Sidney Evans.
Respect.
Which, like, yeah, girl, got it. So this movie opened, its opening weekend in North America grossed $63.6 million. And would you like to guess how much it currently is sitting at globally, approximately?
Okay, if it's open, let's do 93.
$150 million.
Well, can you give me some?
149.5, but approximately $150 million.
Please.
Which actually moved this franchise into a $1 billion franchise.
Wow.
Collectively. It's so successful that now they've passed the $1 billion mark, and it's only one of 6 horror franchises to ever do so. So there you go.
Well, it's one of the heavy hitters.
It really is.
When it comes to the horror community, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Scream, it just is.
This movie, I mean, it's not new to say this, but this movie completely reinvigorated horror in the 90s when we were in a slum.
Yeah, because it gave you
horror back.
Yeah. And that's beautiful. It gave us the gloss. That was the thing I liked about this movie, is because the other two were glossy, but this had a glossy look to it that was very...
Scream.
Yes.
It was Scream. Like, the last two movies I did enjoy, but they felt like radio silence movies.
Yes, which is not
a bad thing. I like radio silence movies. But this felt like Scream.
Yes.
This felt more like Wes Craven. This felt like Scream, which I really liked. Because I do really think that's what was missing. Because even Scream 5, which has Neve Campbell... It was missing something.
And like, okay, maybe I do have one more final thought. Okay. The practical lighting throughout was great because nothing was too dark.
Yes.
But the scenes that you wanted them to be dim had these really fun pops of color, or they just used lighting in a really good way. Like for the kitchen scene, they used the bug lights.
Yes.
Which is like,
yes.
Because, which was also great because that scene was also like friggin' Jurassic Park. It's quite fun.
Love that. And we love practical lighting.
We do. I do really enjoy good lighting.
I do.
It makes me so happy.
And like lately there's been such a stretch of movies where they're so dark you can't even really see anything. And like, sure.
You're taking away texture.
You're taking away so much from your production design, from your costumes. Like, come on, man. Let me see it.
Give me a gel.
All of this work you did.
Give me something.
Let me see it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So was this worth the bitch, Jimmy?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think this whole franchise is worth the bitch.
Amen.
Yeah, like for real. It's too good to not talk about.
Right? It's too interesting.
Like, sorry to be cliche if you don't like that.
But... I mean, whatever. Sometimes cliches are based in fact. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, Jimmy, do you have a pitch for me?
I do have a pitch for the most sequel of sequels. Well, actually, I know there's other franchises that have more sequels, but this one just has so many twists and turns and layers that relate to each other that it's kind of like crazy.
Sorry, whenever I think of like massive horror franchises, I just think of the Amityville franchise and like Shudder.
Yeah.
There's like 30 some odd of those.
Yeah, and then like
no joke, there's like 30.
I think they just slapped the name onto some of them.
Oh, they do, absolutely, but they're all considered part of the like Amityville lore, basically.
They like there's like 3
Hellraiser,
seconds of the house.
So many.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's see if we can add to it.
Okay, let's do this, Jimmy. Would you like me to get a timer going?
Yeah,
here?
and I think you should go first this week.
Oh, am I going first? Okay, I have not proofread this, so my apologies in advance if I happen to, repeat myself or go around in circles a little bit. But it is still short, so hopefully I won't keep you captive for long. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. After the events of Scream 7, Sydney reluctantly bids farewell to Tatum as she heads off to college. After spending a few months adjusting to the empty nest life, Sydney sees a news report, helmed by Mindy, who has taken over for Gail, that there has been a string of stab-related vandalism in the area around Tatum's school. Naturally, Sydney begins to panic and rushes to Tatum's side, who is completely fine. Despite Tatum's assurances that she's safe and well cared for, Sydney's paranoia only grows as she seems to spot Ghostface everywhere she goes in town. Someone is clearly stalking Sydney, but they haven't reached out or attacked, so Sydney becomes increasingly paranoid until one night she gets the infamous call informing her that Mark is dead and Tatum is next. Sydney rushes to Tatum's dorm, but as soon as she gets inside and sees that Tatum is fine, she is knocked out from behind. When Sydney wakes, she's being held captive by 2 Ghostfaces who plan to live stream her murder to revive Gail, our new Ghostface's career.
Okay, I love... Oh, shit.
I'm not done yet.
Yes, keep going.
When Tatum is taunted with a link to the camera and where her mother is being held, she, Mindy, and Chad work together to free Sydney, killing Gail in the process.
The end.
The end.
That was a fun pitch, my friend.
Thank you.
I always thought I was wondering if they were going to make Gail.
That was what I thought might happen.
But they made her I like how they just like kind of kept her as like, she's strong, but she's very vulnerable at this time. Yeah.
She's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gail's done.
She can't be out there fighting Ghostface anymore.
Right? Gail's gotten stabbed so many times at this point.
Yes. And if
like,
you heard
girl
that was
break.
my phone. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. We all drop our phones. It's okay.
But yes, no, girl needed a break.
She needed a break.
But I like how spicy you went with it.
Very spicy.
I like some of the bleakness. That was really fun, my friend.
Thank you.
Are you ready for mine?
I'm so ready. Let me get this timer ready for you.
It was funny when I was trying to come up with this pitch because I was like trying to make sure I didn't follow any of the other previous ones because I kind of
that was also my struggle. I was like, oh no, I can't just do another Scream movie.
So if this is very similar to any of them, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Okay, 3, 2, 1, pitch.
A group of college film students begin to experience art imitating life as a string of murders similar to the Stab movies begin to occur. Will they be able to learn the rules before it's too soon?
Ooh.
The end. I call it
Simple.
Screamers.
I say, oh, look at you. I love it. Okay, we're going for a new generation in yours.
We
I like
are.
it. Okay.
And then I always like, because it's such a concept, it's fun ways that you could tie it back to Woodsboro because maybe they're a Woodsboro college or maybe there's, but I feel like
they're making
the
a documentary about Woodsboro,
yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, exactly. And then like, because I love you can tell I was so traumatized by film school.
Who wasn't? Anybody who's been to film school, you know.
But like, just like having them be on set and like kind of having a ghost face go through that.
That's fun.
And it's just a way to like...
That's like a fun nod to Scream 3.
Yeah, and you can keep it similar into the slasher realm for sure.
I like
keep
that.
it like, like...
No, I like that. I feel like it's like a good nod to Scream 3 without being too on the nose.
And like, of course,
that.
there's always going to be a kid obsessed with some weird facet of true crime that
And
takes
movies.
it a little too far.
Yeah.
That blending of reality and...
You have to have your Randy.
Yeah, fantasy.
It's your Randy character. Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah,
Randy.
for real.
You got to have him in some iteration or another. Usually he's Mindy. But like, you got to have the nerdy weird kid.
Like, actually.
Right?
It was funny when I was watching Scream 3 and they were playing the video and he's like, if you're watching this, I'm dead.
Yeah, coming to you from the beyond.
Damn it.
Like, damn it, Randy.
Making all these rules and like, yeah, that's why it's so funny with these movies because they do blur on the line, right? Of just like being total parody. So
I love it though.
Me
Okay,
too. This is such a fun franchise. I'm so happy you wanted to talk about it today. I'm so happy you wanted to see it with me today. Yay, friendship.
And this was so fun to do like a sick little bonus episode for you guys. We've never done this before, but this was really, really fun. And hopefully we can do it for a few more new releases soon.
Yes. And I think that's all for me.
I think so. On that note, if you guys want to say hi, see what's up, just check in with your friends. Send us an email. Our email is pnb.pod.show@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us at Pitch and Bitch Pod on Instagram. That is at PITCHNBITCHPOD on Instagram. Leave us a comment. Give us a follow. We are available anywhere you listen to podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, all of that good stuff. So again, give us a rating, give us a review. We would love to hear from you. And other than that, I think that's everything. So
yeah, that's everything. I'm Jayme.
I'm Becca.
Bye.
Until next time, friends.